At it again, and I just came across literally the best Kamala ad or Kamala video I have ever seen. It is honestly incredible. Incredible. Your jaw's gonna drop when you see it. But before we get into that, I want to show you guys this clip of James Carville, which we've talked about James Carville before, but he speaks on a bit of truth here because obviously mainstream media is on their spin campaign, which is absolutely bogus in my humble opinion. The news should simply be the news, not this spin campaign whenever Democrats are in trouble, right? But he gives Democrats a bit of truth, and man, I gotta admit, I agree with him. I agree. With that being said, let's dive in.
I have to be the skunk at the garden party. This is too triumphalist, okay? This is everybody's giddy. I look at the coverage and it's great, and if I had to write a play about what I think it's going to be like, it would be entitled The Ice Pick Cometh, okay? Get ready, they're coming, all right? And it's good, everybody should feel good and liberated and everything else. But if we don't win the election, we hadn't done anything. We haven't changed the temperature in America. We haven't changed anything. And I think the vice president, I hope that, her campaign is getting ready. I hope they're listening to my friend and fellow New Orleanian, Don Brazil, who actually, I think, has the same kind of view of politics that I do. And they're coming at us. And they're going to keep coming. And this kind of giddy elation is not going to be very helpful much longer, because that's not what we're going to be faced with.
So basically, James Carville was speaking some facts on how, we're just in the honeymoon phase with this Kamala thing. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Yeah, she received a bump in the polls. That's to be expected. Joe Biden was literally historically bad. Like, I didn't expect her to be worse, like that. I just couldn't see that happening. Joe Biden was literally historically bad. Okay, so when you have a situation like that, like, of course there'll be a slight bump, but would she take a lead? No. If she does, it might be a very, very slight lead, probably after the DNC, or around that time, and then it'll trail off. I've said this before, and I'll say it again today. Yeah, that's what I believe will happen. I haven't been wrong thus far on things that I've predicted. I'm not saying that I'm a know-it-all or anything like that. I'm just looking at the landscape and putting two and two together. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Once this honeymoon phase is over, I do believe those numbers are just going to tank. As a matter of fact, she may not even receive any boost around the DNC. It may just be downhill from here. She won't crater the way that Biden did. Okay. I'm not saying that, but she will slowly, sink just like that. But I also want to get into one of the best videos that I have ever seen. And Elon Musk actually reposted this. And people on the left have been losing their minds. Now, full disclosure, it's fake. Okay, but I mean, anybody with two brain cells left to rub together could figure that out. I'm not sure Joe Biden could, but hey, it is what it is. This video is fake, just full disclosure. But it is truthful in my humble opinion. Y'all let me know if y'all think it's truthful. Check it out.
I, Kamala Harris, am your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. You think the country went to shit over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
I told you, it was absolutely amazing, wasn't it? Absolutely amazing. I think there was a lot of truth spoken in there. A whole lot of truth. The diversity hire, right? And I know, all of these folks out here in mainstream media want to make it seem as if she wasn't a diversity hire. But I literally, oh crap, I had a clip of Joyless Reed, I forgot her name for a second, literally pressing the question of whether or not Joe Biden was going to choose a black woman. Like, she was literally a diversity hire. We got the clips of mainstream media, folks, like pressing that question. Oh, well, he's got to choose a black woman. Is he going to choose a black woman? Black woman, black woman. Not, hey, is he going to choose someone that is extremely qualified? It was black woman. That's all they was. Black woman, black woman, black woman. Not, hey, Joe Biden has to choose someone that is extremely qualified to, take over the country. If something were to ever happen to him like that, he has to, right? That just would be a smart decision. So quite literally a diversity hire. And honestly, it's the same situation as Joe in terms of, lights on, but nobody's home. She's just a little bit younger. Deep state puppet figure, right? She doesn't have a clue about what's going on, and neither did Joe, which is good for, the deep state, obviously. And it's also a reason why, when people criticize Trump for, this or that in his first term, I'm always like, no, relax. One, because I always try to put myself in other people's shoes, right? And try to see it from their perspective with the knowledge that they have in the moment. Obviously, hindsight is always 20/20. We can always look back on a situation and say, oh no, well, this should have been done, this should have been done, and this is how it should have been done, and this is when it should have been done, right? That's easy. But in the moment, and I feel like a lot of the things that Trump did, like, I was like, yeah, I might have made the same decision, given the same circumstances. Trump wasn't into politics. There was a lot that he had no clue about. So in terms of like some of the decision making, I don't knock him for it. Like, I probably would have done the same thing. My first time being in politics, and like now I'm the president. I'm in the White House. I got this briefing and that briefing and this information here, this thing here. I got this piece of paper to sign, that thing to sign. They're bringing this over here. Like, I'm sure it was a lot. So he's obviously learned, though, which is why I'm excited for his second term. He knows the ins and outs, the secrets. He knows the snakes that lay in the grass that try to slither real close. He knows all those folks. Knows exactly where they are, who they are, what they do. You know what I mean? The tactics that they try to pull. Okay? So, man, his second term. Boy, I tell you, it's going to be a glorious time. I can guarantee you that. All right. But yeah, y'all let me know what you thought about this Kamala video. Where for once she actually spoke the truth, you know, pretending to be black, right? From this Indian woman, which obviously there's nothing wrong with being Indian. Okay. But own it the same way you always have, Kamala. Goodness gracious. Anyway, y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.